Hello YouTube. It's been a while, hasn't it? So, I decided to leave my channel with just my super edit up until the votes finished, which, as of recording this is the last day for voting, so if you haven't, a bit too late now, by the time this video goes live, the voting will have closed. However, now that the voting's closed, as this video goes live, they are totaling up the votes and the live stream is due to go out on the 5th of November for the winners of the hobbyist build categories. But the smart thing, I am actually off work for 2 weeks, starting from when this video goes live. I did it for two reasons. One, obviously the live stream of GGBO, considering I'm part of it this year, figured better actually book the time off. But also it is my birthday the week after, so it coincided pretty well. So what's the main reason behind this video? Well, I've got a lot of ideas and new content coming and all that kind of stuff, and I wanted to talk about the future for my channel. Because GGBO has been such a big part, I didn't just want to pretty much leave, just my GGBO super edit and then go straight into the new thing. So I figured I'd sit here and talk about my plans for the channel. I've got a few interesting things coming, but we'll talk about the easy ones first. So I've got a bit of maintenance to do on a couple of guitars, one of which is my most popular video. Now, if you know which one that is, comment down below. But what I'm about to say next might kind of give it away. If it wasn't for a very, very kind person in the comments giving me something, I wouldn't be able to do what I have planned. Now, I will detail that more, but I'm going to switch the pickup configuration around as well, just the way that they're set up. Just give me a bit better tones, really. And then the other thing I've got to work on is my Explorer as well. I've been playing it a lot more, and I've noticed a little bit of weirdness with the wiring. Now, there's a few things this could be, but I figured seeing as I'm going to be investigating to make sure and see exactly what it is, I might as well record it. Now, before I carry on to the rest of it, there's one thing I want to point out. When I said that I was going to get an XLR microphone, realised that the one that had the boom arm and everything, like what my friend lent me, the black one, not the other one, that one was a Blue Yeti that I used for my final super edit. It was an extra 25 quid just to have it as an XLR input, which I thought was crazy. So, nearly lost my camera there. I decided to go with this one. So it is the same brand as I borrowed from my friend. It's a USB one. I'm currently running it through GarageBand to record the vocals, and it's actually doing really well. Like, in the interest of honesty as well, this is the second time I've recorded this because I did all the editing and I just wasn't happy with it. But anyway, that's enough digression. Let's get on to the next part. So, I have a couple of... No, they're not really easy. I have a couple of guitars that are my last two final previous work projects, but I don't want to do the slideshow thing anymore. I'm done with that. It was great. It helped me get used to using iMovie, uploading to YouTube, all that kind of stuff. But I can do more interesting things with it. I still may use some of the photos, but obviously I can do it in a different style and, go from there. So, more than likely you will have seen a lot of the stuff that I'm going to show you on here if you follow my socials, but I figured I'd do it anyway because I kind of want to talk about what I've got planned. So, the first thing you'll see, you may very well have seen this flying V behind me. So, this is going to be the first one, I think. Yeah, even after recording this for the second time, this is going to be the next project that I'm going to be working on in regards to my previous work videos. So let me pop that down there. What we have here is a absolutely gorgeous 1999 Epiphone Flying V. And as you can tell by that sticker just there, when this was originally brought out, it was shipped with Gibson USA strings on it. As you can tell, I've gutted it, which probably going to annoy some people, but I'll detail it in the actual video itself as to why I had to do that. But you'll notice, currently this thing doesn't look like it has a pickguard. Well, it does, but just one second. Be nice. Sorry, if you've seen my glamour shots of my GGBO build, that Hercules stand it's sat on is dead. I've had to fix it with some red electrical tape, so keep staring at it and making sure it doesn't fall over. Anyway, what I'm supposed to be talking about. Now, it looked like it didn't have a pickguard. You may have spotted though, if you've seen the photos on my socials, but I actually do have a pickguard for it. Now, this one here, it's the second pickguard I ever made. The first one was for SPH1 Mark II, and this was the second one that I ever posted, and I did, and I think I posted a story with it as well, which is quite funny. You would not believe the amount of mess this made. I mean, black pickguard material is bad enough, but when it's white all over your shed, brilliant. But you will notice that the pickup holes aren't cut yet. Couple of reasons for this. I wanted to use the original pickguard, but unfortunately my skills, the tools I had available to me at the time, they were not good. I wrecked the damn thing. I think I was using a Dremel multi-tool. I think I was using a sanding wheel, if I remember right, which obviously isn't the right thing to use, but anyway. I mean, if I had a bit more practice with it, I'd probably pull it off. The other reason why I haven't cut them yet is I was going to wait until the pickups turn up. Now, you know me, you know my channel, I'm putting EMGs in it. It's a personal preference, I like the tone of them, but that's just my choice. And I'm either going to go with 5766, the James Hetfield headset, because I'm really intrigued by those ones. Worst case, my final idea is 8160, which is what's currently in my Explorer. But again, because it's already in a guitar, I kind of want to try and go for something different. And with EMGs, they are slightly... I found that sometimes the templates don't always work for them. But then again, speaking of a template, I did have to buy new humbucker templates because, well, if you watch my GGBO series, I kind of wrecked the ones that came on the Mockingbird template. I tried tracing around them to actually make new templates, and then it was like when you looked at the shape, I'm like, yeah, they're not right anymore. But thankfully, I managed to get for an absolute steal of a price. I think it was 18 quid, thereabouts, for the main body humbucker route template and the pickguard template. Apologies for the cough. Like I say, for 18 quid, and they are the really thick acrylic ones. So that's what I've drawn on there. So I've actually drawn on roughly where they are. From when I had the original one, I may have to do a little bit of work to the body as well, but that I'm going to cross that bridge when I get to it. But that one will more likely be in the new year at some point, because if I'm going for those EMGs, they are a little bit expensive. Sorry, cold weather messes me up. I don't do well with weather changes. Sorry for that. One sec. Yeah, I'm doing this all in one go. I don't want to start, you know me. Like, if I mess up, I mess up. But anyway, let's get on to the next guitar. So, definitely will have seen this if you've seen my social posts. I'm pretty sure all these guitars here that I'm going to show you, you will have seen them if you watch my GGBO series, because I did a tour of this room because I changed the layout of it a little bit, and these guitars were obviously in view. But let's go with the next one. So again, I did actually talk about this guitar as well, I realised, when I was talking about my plans for GGBO, because I mentioned that I was going to do an offset SG, but the reason why I didn't, because I already own an SG. Now this is a Shine SG copy. Not a clue on the year. It may have had a serial number at some point, but for those people who know me and know this guitar, this isn't the original finish. But let's put it this way, I've had this guitar since I was 15 years old. I'm 32 this year. So this is my baby. This is my second guitar. Talk more about it in the video about my first guitar though. But anyway, as you can tell, this one is missing pickups, but I've got all the control knobs and everything on now. I had a load of spare EMG pots and everything because certain ones, obviously, I only needed one tone control, so I was just playing around, just wanted to see what it looked like. But all the other EMGs that I have at the moment are just the standard EMGs, but they do the X pickups, which come with active tone controls, and that's something that I wanted to try out. So if I can get 81 and 85 in X, that'd be great. If not, I'd go with 281s. Finish wise, I'm going to go a little bit out there, and I'm going to put white EMGs in it, which I think would be really interesting and quite unique as well. But I mean, if I can't get, I know that I can get 281s, no problem, which will be interesting because 81 sounds really good in the bridge and neck position. Like I say, if I can get 81, 85, then even better. But yes, these two, obviously they're going to take a lot of time because it's because of costs. And one thing, for some bizarre reason, I didn't have a problem with the other Geico machine heads, but you can see these two here. For some weird reason, the nuts and the washers don't want to go in at all. I got kind of annoyed with it and I had to stop for a bit, hence why I've just left them off. But I will look at that off camera again and then hopefully look at it on camera and not get annoyed. Right. There we go. And this guitar rack itself, I will eventually be upgrading that and get a bit of a better one so it looks a lot nicer. Not just that, so it'll hold my guitars better, but I am planning on sort of changing these because I've got a few new wall hangers, so they're going to be a bit higher up, so I won't run the risk of hitting the bottom of my guitars anymore. But that's it. I was going to jump straight into doing my next project, my next build series, sorry. But then I remembered that there's a few other guitars that I'm working on, so I'm working on them for a friend. Again, I'll detail them more in the actual main videos, but I might try and make it because he's got a lot that he wants me to work on. So I might try and make it a series. I've done some work for him before on a few other guitars, which were mainly just set up, yeah, stuff like that, odd little repair. But again, I'll talk about that another time. And yeah, so let's go with this first one here. Now, it is not obvious what someone tried to do with this. Now, this is a really well done EVH style body. The paint job, I'll give them that, they've done really well with it. It was very obvious to me that it was a kit guitar because, I mean, the string trees, you know, the fact that the holes were all pre-drilled. Now, if this was a true EVH, you'd have a Floyd Rose. Now, you can see there that the holes are already pre-drilled. When I got this, he also brought me the acrylic. As it's described, and I understand why it went wrong, it was the Floyd Rose tremolo cavity. Now, don't think they realised that the description was just the rear cavity, but obviously you need the recessed one for the front if you want a true Floyd Rose, like my BC Rich. But that is something that I'm planning on buying at some point, because I have a guitar build in mind, a few guitar builds in mind that are actually going to be using normal Floyd Rose. not a speed loaded flight rose. But yeah, so I'm now the proud owner of those. But we're going to go away from this. Again, I'll detail it more, but we've got a different plan for these, and yeah. So that's that one. And then the next one we've got is a very basic, bog standard Encore Telecaster in a solid black finish. Now, and you can tell that I've gutted this. Now, the pickups that were in this, they weren't the greatest. First thing he said to me is like, mate, get rid of those pickups. They're not brilliant at all. And I was like, what are you on about? And changed the strings. I went, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, we'll get rid of these. But again, we have a different plan for this. It's not going to be a solid finish. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin the surprise for it because, well, the whole point of having a video. It did take me a while to make sure that I could actually talk about these because it's not my products, it's just me that I'm doing the work for him. So I messaged the person about it that gave them to me. Said, dude, you're cool with me, using the guitars I work on for content. Didn't hear anything back, and then I asked him in person. He went, yeah, of course you can. So it's all good. Now, this one here, which I've just remembered, I need to put the truss rod cover back on, which is still in the shed because that's what I made the GGBO ones from. Anyway, ignore the pickups and the rattling. That's the control knobs that I have in here, so they were safe. But the pickups themselves aren't going to be the same ones. So what we have here is a Hondo single cut, LP copy, whatever you want to call it. But when I got this guitar, all I had literally pickups that were hanging out, no pick guard, no covers, and the machine head holes were all kinds of messed up. But as you can tell, it's pretty decent. I'm quite proud of this one. But yeah, I'll detail that more again closer to the time. But yeah, again, this literally just needs pickups and strings pretty much. So should be a quick, easy one, that one. And finally, again, this is the same thing as the other two. It's going to take a while to get this one going because of parts and everything. But this here is an SX Strat that I picked up from Cash Gen. That was originally meant to be soldering practice, and then I did my soldering practice, sucked at it. And I was going to just leave it as it is, but then I looked at it and I'm like, no, this is actually a really nice finish. Now, it's been refinished, I can confirm that for sure, because I could see on the pick guard that it was originally red. But they've done a really good job on refinishing it, so I thought, yeah, why not, let's make it into a build. So I got this pick guard, and as you can tell, I have the same hardware that I used for GGBO, but it doesn't have pickups. So what I'm planning on doing with this is I'm going to go with the EMG SA set in white. Now this 5-way switch here is what was left over from SBH2, my colour shift build. And again, I did this just to see how everything's going to fit, but it needs a bit of work. So again, I will detail that when this one comes out. But again, same thing. Pickups are quite expensive, especially the SA set. There's a fair chunk of money. But yeah, that's all the new projects that I have. So some of them have been sat here for a while, and like I say, it is just waiting on parts. But GGBO was my main focus for quite a while, so obviously my money went into that. But yes, the next thing I have to talk about is an awesome, in my opinion, I have a new build series planned. I am so excited to get this done. It's literally the first true custom body shape that I've done. Obviously, a lot of my guitars that I've designed, they are based off of something else. So I can buy a template for it. I can, do that kind of stuff. This particular guitar, the body at least, is all custom made. Like, I've designed it based off of something else. Now, there is a little bit of time crunch, kinda. But thanks to doing GGBO, I can easily get stuff started during my time off and after work, and you know, the exact same as what I did for that. Now, you will have definitely noticed there's some like, you know, big sheets of MDF behind my flying V. Well, I need that for making the main template, but also it's hiding stuff that I don't want you to see yet. I do have quite a lot of the parts, some of the hardware here already. I'm waiting on one more thing to turn up before I start doing the templating, because I don't want a repeat of something that happened on GGBO. As soon as that's done, I'm hopefully going to try and reveal everything at the same time. But yeah, that's my next build series, and I really cannot wait to get that one started. It is going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And lastly, GGBO 2023. Regardless of when it is, I don't care. I know GGBO 2022 hasn't even finished. Let's put it this way, I want to be part of this competition every year, and I will be. I've had so much fun and gained a lot of confidence, so it just makes sense to be part of it again. Depending on what I do though, between now and then, I may very well enter I may very well enter the scratch build if I've had a lot of practice. So obviously I've done that body. Yeah, made a lot of mistakes and daft little things, but that's the joys of learning. I do eventually want to start making my own necks, but I know how hard a process that is, so it's going to take me some time. But I mean, worst case scenario, even if I don't manage to do that, I can always enter the kit category, do the same things I did this year, but do some more weird and wonderful things. Like, I've got so many guitar designs that I could do, so why not? The only other extra little thing I'm going to do at some point, I want to mention, I'm going to do another upgrade, like, you know, buy a guitar that's pre-done and everything, and upgrade it to the specs that I like. EMGs, all that kind of stuff. But that's going to be a 7-string guitar. That's going to be interesting, because I don't actually have a 7-string. I have a 7-string guitar design sat waiting, but I've never played a 7-string guitar, and I kind of sat there and thought, I should really get myself one to try and figure things out a bit better. But yeah, before I finish this video off, thanks to GGBO, I have done way more social media than I have ever done in my life. And I posted a reel, not my previous one, which was the pre-chorus and chorus of Tears Don't Fall on his story channel. I did the one before that, I did Never Too Late by 3 Days Grace. As of recording this video, that reel has reached nearly 3,000 people. It has had over 3,000 plays, and I've only just today got to over 100 followers on Instagram. I was like, what happened here? Like, it just blew me away. Like, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, let's be honest. Like, it's still going now. I still keep getting notifications on this thing saying people are liking my reel and all that kind of stuff, and that's just crazy to me. At the time when it was blowing up, like, because when I posted it, I was meant to post it like on a Saturday, and I got home from work, and it had been a long day, and I started doing my design for my next build series, and then all of a sudden I get a notification telling me that someone had liked my Facebook post, and I went, oh no, because I've scheduled a video, and I was going to post the reel myself when I finished work, but I completely forgot. So obviously I just posted it from my phone. I'd already done it as a draft, you know, made it easy. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I woke up the next morning and I looked at the reach, and I'm like, holy crap, like, what the hell? It reached over 1,000 people from, like, I think it was 7 o'clock on the Saturday till, I can't remember, I think it might have been 11 o'clock on the Sunday. I mean, like in that time frame, it had reached that many people. I would blown away. And then as it was going through, I kept getting notifications. And I got a notification saying someone liked your reel, and I was busy doing something. I thought, oh, alright, cool, it's probably just my most recent one. I'll look at it in a bit. So when I got a chance, I looked at it and I clicked on the notification, like to see which reel it was, because it didn't. At first I was like, oh, that's a different reel. So I thought it might have been the previous one, or the current one. And it wasn't. It was for one of my GGBO highlights from one of my episodes. But it's the one that I'd used Party by Hailstorm. I thought it was a bit weird. I'm like, it's been a while since I posted that one. So I went back to the notification and looked at the name. I'm like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? Clicked on the profile. It's the drummer, Peter Elcorn, from Hailstorm. Liked one of my social posts. I don't care if it's someone who's managing his account for it. I was over the moon. I could not believe it. It's the exact same reaction I had when EMG, Crimson, and Obsidian Wire all liked my post. It blew me away. Like I say, I've only just, as of recording this, got to over 100 followers on Instagram. And people like that, they may have someone manage it for it. That doesn't bother me. They found my profile, something that I've done, and liked it. I made my day. Literally made my day. So, yeah, thanks to GGBO, I have got so much better at social media. Clearly, somehow. But yeah, I'm blown away. And yeah. But that was the whole point of this, is to get myself out there. So, let's stop rambling on, let's go. It has been nice to get back to doing a video. Like I say, I wanted to leave my channel free for that kind of stuff. But keep your eyes peeled for those new videos. I will be starting recording the maintenance stuff whilst I'm off, and hopefully some of the new build series as well. Like I say, I'm just waiting on one more thing to turn up, so it's all good. As always, my social links, so my Facebook and Instagram, are down in the description below. Feel free to like and follow me. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and all that fun stuff. But if you want to subscribe, click right here. If you want to watch my GGBO playlist, it's up there next to my guitar. And if you want to watch one of the recommended videos, just down here for you. That's all I've got. Thank you very much for watching. I cannot wait to get this next build series sorted. So, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next.